Hello, this is Hechtspeed here, Chris Hecht. First video gonna load up for YouTube, and I'm gonna introduce you guys to my 99 Honda Civic hatch and give a quick little intro on the car and myself. So the car, let's start with the car. And what we have is, it's a 99 Civic DX. And it's actually only got 45,000 original miles right now. I bought it in April this year from the second owner. And he had it for only about 4 months. Car guy who found it on KSL, which is the local Utah classified site here, and bought it from the original owners, who were an older couple in Salt Lake area, for $5,500 with about 33,000 miles. And it was totally stock when I got it, and the second owner had actually totally detailed the car, changed all the fluids, only drove it about 500 miles, and put it back up for sale. He was supposed to buy a van that his wife and he would modify and go and check out all the national parks in Utah. And he came home with this car, and his wife wasn't happy, and she didn't want to use it as a commuter. So he put it back up for sale, and I was actually I was driving an 01 330ci BMW and was itching to get something different. And this isn't my first Honda, but it's maybe hopefully the last one. And quick history on the Hondas I've owned. So when I was in college in 2001, I bought a 95 Civic EX Coupe in the teal blue green color, two-door, totally stock when I got it, and I think I actually bought it for $5,500, 2001, right before 9/11. And I owned that car for about 3.5 years, and put a little bit of money into it. I bought Sportline springs, which were given to me by my friend Jeremy. I did KYB AGX adjustable shocks and struts. I did a AutoZone intake. Back then there was not really eBay, and you bought stuff off AutoZone and shops. This was in Provo, Utah, and I think my brother and my dad, for like Christmas and birthday, bought me a short shifter and a fuel pressure regulator. So I had a couple little simple mods. Graduated, had the car for 2 years in school, graduated in 2003. First job was in Southern California, and took the car down there. Was my daily driver. I did 16 by 7 inch, just some eBay, kind of like Spoon or Regamaster, like replica wheels, silver, 16 by 7s, like $350, some 205 4016 tires, just cheap Sumitomo, all season tires, and just drove the car. I actually lived in Glendora, which was, right in town with GMR, or Glendora Mountain Road, and took the car up there a couple of times. It was a really fun car. Pretty, solid suspension setup, really simple. I didn't even do an alignment on it. Dropped it about 1.5 inches or 2 inches or whatever, and just drove it. But got distracted by my dad and brother, who were into Mustangs at the time, and I traded that car straight across for a 94 Mustang GT. Anyway, had that car for 2 years, the Mustang. Got a 98 Civic LX sedan. Washing the car my first time about a week later and noticed some damage in the right rear quarter, and popped the trunk and looked inside, and it had been hit. And so I was pretty upset. Really didn't made me want to just not do anything to the car. And of course I couldn't sell it because I just bought it and from a pretty crappy used car dealership in Salt Lake. Shouldn't have trusted them. I was too anxious to get a car, and I was looking for another Civic, and bought the wrong car really, and kind of paid for it. So I drove that thing for 3.5 years. When I hit a huge pothole in the winter, and the car actually had Gen 1 like CRX wheels, 14-inch wheels, and I hit a huge pothole and it bent a wheel and popped the 2 tires on the driver's side. So I'm stuck on the side of the road, get the car towed to like AutoZone. I go on eBay. This was probably 2007 or 8 time frame. Picked up some Rota Grid, TE37 replica wheels off eBay, and some new tires, and put those on, and couldn't that rear driver's side corner, we couldn't get the wheel weight, the balance weight was hitting the control arm. And when we looked at it, we saw a stack of washers about, I don't know, like an inch or 2 of just washers stacked up to get the alignment straight in the rear. And so at that point I was like, I'm not going to put any more money into this thing. And so kept it a couple more years. Had a WRX after that, a bug eye. Had some basic mods. I did coilovers to it. And had that car for about 3.5 years, and then got a Honda Fit, 2011 Fit, really low miles. Took a car loan out to get that, commuted in that for a couple years and got bored. And got a 2001 BMW 330 Ci with a few basic mods of like 98,000 miles, so pretty low miles for the year. And just sold that this year. I had that car for 3 years. So I'm going, 2 to 3 year average with every car I've had. So I was getting itchy with the BMW and started looking, and came across this car, and it had been on the classifieds for like a day. And I texted the guy real quick and set up a time to meet the next day. Went and drove it and was like, yeah, I want it. And when can I come get it? So we bought it the next day after that. Actually, I think we bought it Monday because he was going out of town. So got the money, paid $5,500 for it, which is exactly what the second owner paid. And awesome condition. I keep saying the word super clean, but really, really is in every way. Interior, exterior. One of the things that I love, just get blown away by, is how clean the headlights are. Just crystal clear. Been in a garage most of its life. So all right, let me quickly walk you through what I've done to it. I got it totally stock, and I knew I wanted to focus on suspension. So, it's a slow car, underpowered, but it's lightweight, really good suspension design. So, started doing some research and went with BuddyClub coilovers, skunked to upper control arms, front and rear. Paid about $300+ for the control arms alone and $900 for the coilovers. So it was about $1,200 into the suspension. And then I did 949 Racing 6 UL wheels in in titanium white is what they call it, but it's really, I guess, like championship white, the Honda Civic Type R color. And they are a 15x7 plus 36 offset, I believe. Pretty nice fitment. I mean, pretty spot on. And did a 205 50/15 Hankook Ventus Concept 2 tire all season. And yeah, loving it so far. Pretty conservative on the setup. Not too low, not crazy camber. Front's at 0.8 negative camber, rear's at about 1.1 on one side, 1.4 on the other. So that's where it's at right now. I've been driving it like that for about 10,000 miles. Loving the car. I'm getting about 42 miles per gallon average. And I'm driving the car about 20,000 miles a year average, what I'm at right now with my commute. So I've done 10,000 so far. And it's been great. It's been a super solid Honda. One of the reasons why I love these cars is the reliability and the simpleness and affordability of the cars, and just, you know, the modability from suspension to power to body mods. So, and yeah, I think that's it for this first video. Give you an intro and, you know, see the car and tell you a little bit about myself and the cars I've had in the past, and we'll see where this goes. Maybe I'll plan to do some more videos and see how it goes. So that's it. Peace out, guys.